welcome to this session on human trafficking. I think today everybody is very much aware of human trafficking. When I heard this term human trafficking in the year probably 2000, the characters was explaining about when they were explaining about gender, how the women and children are suffering. They were saying so. In that, they explained human trafficking both within India and abroad. And I just wondered, what is this human trafficking? Of course, I understood when they explained it, but I never knew the intensity of it. I began to realize the intensity from 2015. It has become a pest in India. It is worse than the coronavirus, in fact. So it's good that we dwell in the coming hour. What is this? Understanding exactly what the human trafficking is. Today, everybody has got some idea about human trafficking, just as that we say about environmental crisis. And when I ask several people, they say, "Oh, I am an environmentalist." And I ask, "Oh, so what do you do?" "We plant trees." Okay, that is only an element among thousands of issues that the environment is facing. So it is something like that. Human trafficking. All of us know human trafficking. We are trafficking people from one place to another illegally. That much all of us know. But today we will learn little deeply, okay, little more deep, what exactly is and what are the other elements to it. I'm just going to explain to you what is the definition given by the United Nations. What is human trafficking? So the definition given by United Nations is human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring or receipt of people through force, fraud or deception with the aim of exploiting the victim. So what are the things involved? Human trafficking is a recruitment. It's good to ask ourselves, are we involved in this process of recruitment? If anybody involved in this process of recruitment, recruiting someone and helping people to transport them or transfer them, or allowing people to harbor them in our institutions or receiving them, all of us, if we have done it, and we are all involved in this human trafficking. Why do I say that we are involved? Because, including me, we used to send people to work in families sometimes. From Northeast, several people are taken to Bombay, Goa, all of that places. People used to come to Northeast and take them for servitude, for domestic work. We always thought that poor family, they can survive if we send a girl who has not gone to school, whiling away the time in the village. But today I realized that wasn't the right way. So no more charity mode today will work out. We are all responsible. Legally, we are responsible. In other words, illegally, we are recruiting people. So we can't do any more charity thinking that that family is so poor, let us send that girl or a boy for work. No, we can't do if it is, especially if it is minor, if she or he is a minor. So we can't do recruitment. If we are involved in recruiting anybody for that, and sometimes people say, can you find someone for that family, a very rich family, I will reach them. We don't, he may be a trafficker. They are ever ready to reach. They are ever ready to give something to the family. And we feel pity, okay, that family got some 10,000. We feel so consoled, but it's not. So, anybody involved in recruitment and involved in transportation, and also sometimes, we become unnecessarily or without knowing, we also become part of it, because sometimes I know people bring some young girls and they tell us, please sisters, please keep, she's a young girl or young woman, I can't keep them anywhere, I can only entrust you with the sisters, please keep these two girls here. And we are again doing a charity and we try to keep them. Probably is a trafficker or she is a trafficker, we can't trust them. How we can keep? So we need to have ID, we need to have some proofs from where they are coming and where they are going. All of that, if we have, we can keep them. It's also good to inform the local police if you have some doubt that there are two girls brought and we are keeping them at night, if you have doubt. But if you have all evidences, then it is okay, we are on safe side, we can keep them. Otherwise, we'll all be burning our fingers, harboring them, receiving people. Okay. And if they have taken people by force of by false promises, and it is with the aim of exploiting, then it comes under human trafficking. And the next is the pipeline of human trafficking. How do they take? First, there is a recruitment. How do they do the recruitment? It's not just going to the village. Usually the traffickers, they remain in certain villages or close by village, and they will observe the condition of the village, condition of the family. They will get the families that where there is no father, or father is a drunkard, or mother is bedridden, or there is no mother in the family. Such families are targeted, and there is utter poverty. So that is the way they recruit people. They will stay in the village. So we always tell the people, if there is a stranger in your village, be careful. Please bring to the notice of the police. So recruiting is not done just within a day. It is through. They take long time to recruit a person. Or then maybe if I am a trafficker, I can also find a person in the village, a person who belongs to the village, to find out whom you can get from that village. So recruitment is done in different ways. Another is after recruiting, they will be grooming them, preparing their mind psychologically, that we can take them, making promises, becoming friendly with them. So they will be preparing their mind and heart to go and receive or adopt a new situation. There's a process of grooming. After grooming, they will be harboring. They will take them from one place to another. They will keep them for some time and say, "You see the beauties of this city." And it is something like this when you go to Delhi or when you go to Bombay. Still better than this. So they will harbor them. So grooming and harboring sometimes will go hand in hand. Sometimes it may be in different steps, but all these processes are always involved. Then they will transport the person to the destination. Then there may be some auction, or there may be a different way of taking them, selling them to different units. So this is the pipeline of human trafficking. I have already explained to you how do they recruit. There are also recruitment. I know in one of the villages, one guy came and stayed from Delhi. He said that I am working in Delhi, and he fell in love with a girl. The girl was so fascinated by him, and they both had some time. He stayed in the girl's house, said that I am working in Delhi, became friendly with the family. Then family believed, trusted him that he is working in Delhi, and they said that okay, we'll get married. I am taking her to Delhi. Took her to Delhi, sold her in Delhi to the prostitute center. After reaching there, she realized that he is deceiving me. So there are also cases of recruitment. Different ways of recruitments are they promising false promises, like give you a good job, a good place, a lot of other things. Okay, so that's recruitment. So modern modes of recruitment is not this alone. Today, the traffickers are all technocrats. There are several levels of people involved, and they use the social media. They use WhatsApp, they use Facebook, and they use Instagram, and traffickers are right now, they have all technology with them. They have all profile of people, and they recruit, they control, they exploit the victims, as well as using the internet, especially the dark web, to hide illegal materials stemming from trafficking and their real identities from investigators. They can hide themselves, and they can put on. The other day somebody in the Facebook came up that I am working, I'm a pilot, and all of that began to talk, and I realized that he is an Indian, but giving all a person from England. There are a lot of people from England in the Facebook these days. As soon as they see you, they will be offering a lot of things, and they will be starting to tell you that they send a gift to you. Within no time they will be sending gift to you. That is one sign, okay? In the Facebook never make friendship with anybody from abroad. It is all fake, it is not the real. And I realized that he is a fake guy, and I wrote to him that you, and they will ask that my Facebook is not working, my it's only I can speak to you through WhatsApp. That is another sign. That's another sign that this is a fake guy. Okay, they're all Indians, they are not foreigners. Only putting all the photos of foreign. They have dozens of photos of their mother. You ask for their mother, they will send a photo. Ask for their sister, they'll send a photo. Mostly, they will not have brothers and sisters. They will be single. That's also you can find out. So when any foreigner comes to you saying that he likes to be friendly with you through Facebook, and I know time, so please give me WhatsApp, I tell you, and they will talk exactly like a foreigners, but still you can make out sometime you can't make out, and they will offer you a gift. That is another sign. Immediately they will. And I wrote him, you idiot, stupid, you are a crook. Afterwards disappeared from my Facebook. So I'm telling you, they have several ways of deceiving us. So they today using the modern technology for recruiting. I already explained to you grooming. Grooming is a process of winning their confidence and control. I told you they prepare them spiritually, they prepare them psychologically, they become very friendly, they gain confidence from the victim. And harboring, definitely when the victim of human trafficking are accommodated or forced to stay in locations prior to and during their exploitation or between periods of abuse. Okay, so between, before transporting, they will be keeping them in one place. I have an example here just last month that they took away 20 people, okay, all men, 20 of them. One trafficker, they recruited, they took them to Arunachal Pradesh, the capital, that is in Itanagar. They kept there for 2 weeks. That was harboring, showing the fantastic view of the land. And that is the only city that they have in Arunachal. And then they show how the city and how Arunachal is. And these poor people thought that it is. And the trafficker told them that I am going to take you to Itanagar. That is the capital city. And you will be working there. So they had 20 of them. They happily went. But overnight they were transported to the border of China, where they are making, now there is for India. From the time Modi came into, he has started look northeast policy. Look northeast is having boundary with the 5 other countries. So China is one. So they want to make roads through the Himalayan terrain. Nobody will go to that place, the border of China, Arunachal Pradesh, India, where it's icy cold. So these people were transported overnight there, and they didn't know where they are going. So they said, we can't work here because they are not used with such a severe cold. But this trafficker collected 20 lakhs from the contractor there and left these people there. Now they don't want to be there. They wanted to come back for Eid, Bakrid. So they told that we want to go back home for Bakrid. Actually, they didn't want to come back. So the contractor said that I will kill you all if you all are going. So out of fear, that night all the 20 of them started to walk. Now where do they walk? How do they know the way? They just started walking through the forest. I tell you, walking through the forest of Himalayan forest, where there are animals, where there's nothing to eat, they were cutting the banana trees and eating the stem of that, which will quench their thirst and their hunger. And so they started to eat. On the way, one said, I cannot walk anymore. So they kept him there and cut some banana trees, kept that close to him, and they started to walk. While they walked again, now the three of them said, we can walk and we cannot walk anymore. So they kept them there. Those others, those who had got stamina, they started to walk, kept all the three together, again cut banana trees, kept in front of them. Meanwhile, one died. So they just covered him with a piece of cloth. Then they started to walk. Like that, 9 of them died in the jungle. After that, the rest of them, 11 of them, they reached a village, close by village. We do not know which village, but that still belonged to Arunachal Pradesh. So they asked the story, they said the story, and those people informed the police. Somehow they brought them back to Lower Assam. And they narrated the story how the people died on the way. So this is the way they do. They took them from Assam to Arunachal Pradesh, kept them, harbored them there in the city for some time. Then they took them to these remote areas because no people from the plains will go to work there, nor Arunachalis will work there. Okay, so they want to build there, they want to make the roads there to connect India and China for business. Now, what is transporting? Transporting is to sell or to send the victim off from one place to another or from one country to another. I'm not explaining because that you know it. Who are the traffickers? Now, you ask yourself, who are the traffickers? Can be some fraud people promising employment. But I tell you, I find here in many of the villages, their own relatives are the traffickers. Their own uncle, catechist, their own cousin brothers, because they know what type of girl she is or boy he is, what is the family background, because they are getting underhand from the real trafficker, because this is a well organized crime. Trafficking is a well organized crime. We were thinking trafficking trafficking is not a slavery. Trafficking is slavery. Trafficking people for different jobs is to make them slaves, enslaving them. So most of us thought that actually slavery is no more existing in the world after Abraham Lincoln fought for it. No, it is still in a subtle way existing in the world. Slavery in different forms. Pope Francis said the modern slavery. So, this slavery, who is involved in it? Our own people who are blood relatives, catechists, even sisters and fathers, knowingly or unknowingly. Of course, sisters and fathers will not get money, but unknowingly we are also getting involved. Someone say there is a need in that family or this family, and we see the poverty here, we also try to send them. Okay. As I told you, the traffickers are lovers, people those who do white collar job, relatives, catechists, spiritual director, anybody it can be. Okay, also strangers. Whom do the traffickers target? They especially target poor and marginalized communities. We know that low caste communities where there is low income, where they are marginalized, who live on the peripheries of the society. Now, there are two factors for this. There are push factors and pull factors. What is pushing them to this trade? Or what is pushing the victims to be victims of this trade? One is the abject poverty at home and violence at home, domestic violence. Sometimes children, they feel that mama and papa are fighting, father is drinking and fighting, and my mother is also one who is so violent at home, no peace at home, so let me go. So once they reach their teenage, they can no more stay. They want some peace. They want people to share. They want guidance from the parents. So then they say, no, let us live alone. And so they become victims. There are people who are offering job, so they become victims. So violence, especially the domestic violence. Unemployment, of course, the youth go in search of disasters, both natural and man-made disasters. Here we have flood. I tell you, before we reach there, the traffickers are there. They hover around the relief camps. When there is a clash between two tribes, it is before the church or before the NGOs who go for relief, the traffickers are there for relief. They relieve them, taking away their children. Why should they be here in poverty? Why should they stay here when there is no roof to stay? So they will take the girls and boys first, they will gather them and go. And then non-acceptance in the family and society. Yeah, several people they think that because there is fight between when they reach, as I said, the teenage, there is a fight and misunderstanding between father, mother, children, and therefore they think, why should I be, I'm not accepted in the family, my brother is loved by my mother more than me, so let me go. So the boy get out. Yesterday someone shared with me yesterday night that, my brother, he wanted a mobile. Now you see, mobile has become a big issue in every family. The pandemic and the lockdown has made people to, especially the youth, to be addicted to the mobile. And somebody has called me in one of the schools, they called me that the parents are complaining the children cannot live now without a mobile. We cannot ask them to keep back the mobile and sit and study. Then they are saying they will commit suicide. They have taken them to spiritual directors, but nothing has happened. They have taken them to counselors, not nothing has happened. So the parents want to give them by all means some seminars in the school. So somebody was asking me whether you can give. Now you see the same thing yesterday someone is sharing with me. See, the boy, my brother, only brother, he can't live without a mobile. And yesterday he has jumped from the second floor to down, telling my mother, because my father told you don't play with the mobile too long. So he jumped from the first floor to down, and he broke his hand, I think so. So this is the things happening. So then they want more freedom, they want to go out. The other day one girl said, I'm going home, therefore I can use my mobile. If I stay in any of the institutions, I can't use the mobile. So they want a lot of freedom, so they will go to Bangalore, they will go to Pune, they will work, they will buy mobile. These are all their attractions, these are all their push factors. Now what is pulling them? Employment opportunities are there plenty in the cities, so that is a pull factor. Lot of freedom, pull factor, as we said. Attraction to the city life, false love affairs, false promises, and peer group influence. The girl who wanted to go to Bangalore, she told me that my friends are all there. So those are pull factors to the cities. So those situations, the both pull and push factors are taken conveniently by the traffickers. Tricks used by the traffickers to lure the victims. Love affairs luring them. Job recruitment. Melas are there. Recruitment melas are there. Here also we had twice. This time the CM, I do not know, maybe they recognized this pest and therefore they did not allow them. Otherwise, previous 5 years ago there was a job recruitment. Many became victims of trafficking. Promise of high salaried jobs. So you know that the job recruitment melas are not real ones. These are false promises, and mainly the traffickers play the game there. What happens to them at the destination? Now what is happening at the destination? Forced into prostitution. Many of the beautiful, good looking girls are forced into prostitution. They sell them to the hotels, where the hotels rooms there is 25,000, 30,000, 5,000, 10,000, according to their beauty and according to the art. Yesterday somebody had gone to a bar and said that in certain rooms girls were waiting. Now you see, we sisters are within these walls, we are comfortably here and we do not know what is exactly happening. Those who go there, they tell me. Yesterday someone went and morning came and told me that I had gone with my friends there, they were celebrating, but I did not take any drink. But my friends went to another room, and then there was also other rooms kept this way. We are not allowed to take photos, we are not take any videos. So girls are sold for prostitution. And I know that in Northeast here, girls come from villages for 3 days, 4 days, and they are going to the hotels. They are called by hotel managers, and they stay 2 nights, 3 nights, earn enough, they go back. Then, of course, the girls and boys are taken for servitude. They are kept in a place, in a market where they are auctioned. In Delhi, there are places where they are auctioned. And many people know, if you go there, you will get. Once a while, the police will go, the NGOs will go. But every day, they will not go and catch. So, it is everyday business there. So, there are places where they are auctioned out. Then, of course, organ removal. Higher cases here. 3 of the cases that has come back from Delhi, they came after a week, they died. Of course, in different years and different times. Where after the death they are seeing there is a cut on their stomach. They are all organ removed, especially the kidney removal. After removing the kidney, they are not given any post operation care, and naturally they are sent back home. Here the poor people, they have no idea, having fever, high fever, died. That's all they know. Only after the death they are realizing, they are seeing there is a mark of the operation which is still pestering, not even dried. So organ removal is very very common. We have here one of the districts from where 110 people were taken to Calcutta for the removal of the organ with their consent, because for one kidney if they offer, they are getting 4 lakhs. So they want to give back the money what they have taken from the money lenders. Therefore many have gone. Of course many of the children are pushed into begging, and beautiful girls still they are sold into other countries. We have here Burma. Many of these, they are all mongoloid looking. Many of the young girls are taken to the border and they are sent to Burma. They can just walk in there, and then they are taken Burmese nationality identities they create. Then they are taken to Middle East. So we have all kinds of way of selling people reaching their destination. What can we do for this? There are 3 things. One is prevention. All of us can do prevention. All of us can be part of this prevention process. We can spread this awareness among the youth, among the women, among the people for whom we are working, in the villages, in the churches, in catechism classes, in schools. Many schools they call me. I spend time to speak to them about human trafficking. Teach the children about good touch and bad touch. Instruct the children not to receive any gift or sweets or biscuits from strangers, even people those whom they know. And when they travel, especially in the bus, in the rickshaw, in the auto rickshaw, in the train, not to receive anything from strangers. So we can spread awareness. All of us can do this prevention methodology. We can adopt and educate people. Volunteer yourself, even in the railway stations. Open your eyes and see what is happening in the railway station. When I see a child alone, I call 1098. Call to the child line. All inform the police. There are RPF there, and inform them there is a girl walking alone, or there is a girl going. I'm suspicious about that. I have seen once when I was going in Calcutta railway station, a group of girls there, all from Northeast, and a man coming now and then, just saying whether the girls are okay. Then I began to talk to them. So they are all well organized. They are all taken to Gujarat, to one of the factories to work. But all of them have got identity card which is above 18. But I am sure half of them will not be 18. They look big. So we can get involved in prevention. When I see children begging at the railway stations, I call 1098, or I see whether there is any child line at the railway station, and I inform them, look at the children are begging. They are not allowed. Please do something. I do that. So all of us, wherever we go, even in the airport, look how these girls are going. Whether girls are going with a man taking them, or they are going alone. Is there any lot of suspicious things we can see? When you travel in the bus, you can see. If you see in the bus or in the train, a girl seated with a new set of clothes, not talking to anybody, remember she is a victim. If it in the train, the trafficker will come now and then and will be seeing from far away and will be going. And this person is instructed not to talk to anybody. So, we can get involved in the prevention process of human trafficking. Second is rescue. Of course, we can be part of rescue. We cannot go for the rescue operation because we are not in the team, but we can help them out. There is to locate children who are suffering in the families. Children will sometimes share with you, I am used by the Malik of the house. So, we can inform some NGOs who do the rescue. They will go around. They will be going around that house making a study about the house, getting all the news, then they will see that the child is rescued from there. Of course, rehabilitation again, we can't get involved, but there are people, those who are doing, they will continue repatriation into the other country or to the families, okay, whatever. Then we have the prosecution to the traffickers. Traffickers should be prosecuted. Again, we are not, we are not involved in that, but those who visit the jail, we tell the sisters, those who have the jail ministry, please find out who are the traffickers. Can we help them? Can we make them understand during our visit? This is also very important. So, NGOs will do the rescue process and prosecution process by the lawmakers. They will do that, but we can get involved very much in the prevention process. Human trafficking prevention under IPC. I'm not going to give you a very enlarged idea or a bigger view of the laws, but then you should know there are IPC, Indian Penal Code, Section 370. Okay, that says whoever imports, exports, buys, sells of any person as a slave shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend to 7 years and shall also be liable to fine. We have also 363 on kidnapping, 666A procuring a minor girl for sexual exploitation, 366B importation of a girl from a foreign country for sexual exploitation. And so then again, Immoral Trafficking Prevention Act is there, which is passed in 1956, has provision for punishment for taking and procuring persons for the sake of prostitution. We have this POXO Act that has come in 2012 after Nirbhaya case. Okay, and this is very clearly, why did I bring this? In that there was a minor. So at that time it is here, okay. After the Nirbhaya case, there are a lot of new things introduced, okay. New acts are there. The Criminal Amendment Act of 2013 is known as Anti-Rape Act, okay. In that they have made several changes. I want to bring to your notice especially about the minor. If I think since one of the accused in this case was juvenile, another flaw in the system was identified after this case, that is number 4, so as the age of being tried as an adult for violent crimes like rape was changed from 18 to 16 years. When it is a crime of rape, okay, then if he is 16, then he is not treated as a minor but as a major. So he is also liable for the punishment. And then we have also JJ Act, okay, Juvenile Justice Act, which is very much child friendly. We are supposed to a child friendly court, all of that. I'm not explaining in all of this, but then I just want to tell you, anything is taken care of by CWC. When there is a case of the child, it is first informed to CWC, and then CWC will decide which child care institution, CCI, okay, which child care institution the child should be kept. Now there are two kinds of children. One is children who need care and support or care and protection. They are children who are coming from poor families. If we keep there, she's more vulnerable, so she needs care and protection. Or that boy will get involved in different activities, so that child requires care and protection. Or the child is probably raped, or the child is has become a victim of trafficking, so they all will go to CCI, child care institutions. And there is another group of children, those who are in conflict with the law. Those are children who go against the law. For example, there was a child who was kept in the juvenile jail because he shot his friend. Play, whatever it is. But then shooting and killing is a murder. So they have where observation homes, where these children are observed, counseling is given. Lot of things are done for them in order to rectify their way. So there are observation homes or corrective homes. there are corrective homes. So there are two kinds of children. One is children who require care and protection. Other is children those who are in conflict with the law. So all of this was brought in the JJ Act. Then they also created the DCPU, District Child Protection Units, and everywhere in every police station, once you give an FIR, after 24 hours FIR, I'm sorry, if you find a child is missing, then you give a missing complaint. After 24 hours, missing complaint automatically goes as an FIR. So as soon as they see the child is gone, they are supposed to go and inform the police station and give the missing complaint. The child is missing such and such a times. We saw the child going, all of that explanation, whatever, and give a photo of the child, certificate of the child, all of that. That is to prove. And then inform the NGOs as well. And therefore we can rescue the children at the earliest. But to rescue, we always require a missing complaint which is registered. That is very important for us. Now, the Bachpan Bachao Andolan BBA, they have informed me that now they have made a kind of MOU with RPF, Railway Police. So anywhere in India, if you have a case, then immediately inform RPF. If RPF is not taking action, inform me. Or inform if you have a BBA wing, Bachpan Bachao wing in your state, inform them. Okay, so we have this JJ Act, which is very much the child-friendly act. Okay, so the question is that what can we do now? What are we going to do? We heard almost an hour. We are hearing what is human trafficking, how they are taken, what we can do for prevention, how we can rescue them, how we can rehabilitate them. So all of that we are hearing, who are the perpetrators, and all of that we learned now. We got little more knowledge about human trafficking. Next question that you have to ask yourself, ask in your own community, what can we do now? We as a congregation this year, we are the congregation is taking a step forward to form JPIC, Justice, Peace and Integrity of Creation. JPIC is not just like that. What justice can we do to these minors? What justice we can do to our girls and boys and women, especially the gender justice? So JPIC is not just a term. She is involved in all our work to the marginalized, asking for justice for individuals in our own community and in our own community, in the society, for all of that. So JPIC doesn't stand justice, and it's not for the law or not for the lawyers, it is for us. In every ministry that we are involved in, JPIC is alive. What justice we can do? How can we feel with these people? So the question that we ask ourselves is, what can we do now? We have also the labor law. No minors are allowed to work. You cannot send minors for work. Keep that in mind. But there is an exemption given in the year 2016, if I am not mistaken. There is an exemption given in that which we were not very happy, that if the family, okay, the father and mother are the breadwinners, they are not able, they are sick, they cannot work anymore, and if the boy or a girl is above 14, then they can get involved, okay, in non-hazardous situation. They cannot work in crackers making factories or glass making factories, bangle making, all of the hazardous situation they cannot work. But in a safe place they can work, but the family should be in the abject poverty. Then otherwise you cannot send even to your convent. I see in some of the convent children working below 18. It is against the law, and I tell you, it's against justice. Whether it is our own convent, people whom we know, don't believe your own relatives. I know our own sisters, children were sent, they were abused. sexually abused, and they have come back. And in one family of our own sisters, it was sexually abused, child died, but they had made up some other stories. We have such cases. So please don't take the risk of sending children. An adult you can send with all the identity. Recently I went, probably 6 months ago, I think Adorations Holy Family Sisters in Kerala. They had one girl, they went back, she went back, she was about 18, and they told her, please get some other girls for us. And her brother arranged girls, they were minors. They were coming in the train, and in the train itself, the police caught them. Train itself, they caught them, sisters were behind the bars, okay? So their lawyer fought for them. And so I'm just telling, let's not take such a risk. And don't send even to our own families, our relatives' families. Don't do. We have to open our eyes and ears and see what's happening around. Very important. I think all are very clear about human trafficking.